For Wala'at, the partnership is long-term. It adapts to Iraq's needs, ensuring that each new battalion benefits from lessons already learned in other parts of the country. Admiral H. Lane reflects on the ceremony's meaning for bilateral ties. This ceremony marks the second stage in our bilateral relationship with the Iraqi Armed Forces in the field of ground battalion training. As you know, 2 years ago, France trained 5 Iraqi army battalions. The Admiral's words underline the legacy of cooperation. It is a reminder that today's efforts stand on the foundation laid 2 years ago when French trainers worked with 5 battalions to rebuild core military capacity. Beyond the speeches and the ceremony lies the practical task at hand, preparing Iraq's 3rd Desert Battalion for modern warfare in harsh environments. This is not routine drill work. The focus is on advanced weapons handling, rapid mobilization, desert survival skills, and coordinated shooting techniques. French instructors bring with them experience honed in their own desert operations, while Iraqi soldiers bring the grit of men who have defended their homeland through years of conflict. The choice of Taji as the training hub carries strategic weight. Located just north of Baghdad, the base is accessible yet secure, and it has become a center for specialized training. Its transformation into a key site for joint programs signals Baghdad's intent to professionalize its forces, while also reaffirming France's commitment to a stable Iraq. Observers note that the collaboration reflects a shift in Iraq's defense priorities, moving from reactive measures against insurgencies to proactive capacity building that strengthens the Army's specialized units. The 3rd Desert Battalion's training marks a new stage in this evolution, blending Iraqi experience with French tactical expertise. For the Iraqi soldiers on the field, the joint training offers not only new techniques, but also a renewed sense of purpose. Many of them have already served in previous campaigns against extremist groups. Now they find themselves learning advanced tactics from foreign partners, bridging gaps in skills and strategy. For the French trainers, the mission is more than a technical exercise. It is about building trust, fostering interoperability, and ensuring that the Iraqi units they train can stand on their own in the years to come. The collaboration also strengthens France's role as a security partner in the Middle East, complementing NATO's broader objectives in the region. The presence of NATO officials at the ceremony underscores the international dimension of this endeavor. It situates the training not merely as a bilateral project, but as part of a wider effort to support Iraq's sovereignty and long-term stability. The handover of the French Medal of Honor to an Iraqi commander reflects the recognition of shared achievements rather than a one-sided gesture. As the drills continue across the dusty fields of Taji, one can sense the rhythm of progress, vehicles advancing, squads dispersing and regrouping, instructors demonstrating new maneuvers, soldiers repeating them with growing precision. The scene captures the daily reality of cooperation, less about ceremonies and more about hours of disciplined practice. Military analysts say this second phase of the mission could prove decisive for Iraq's security forces. By focusing on desert warfare and commando operations, the program equips Iraq's army to better secure its vast border regions, often vulnerable to infiltration and insurgent activity. The French contribution of technical knowledge combined with Iraq's on-the-ground experience forms a partnership aimed at long-term resilience. This collaboration also sends a message beyond Iraq's borders. It shows that international partnerships built on mutual respect can help rebuild forces that were once fragmented and weakened by years of conflict. It also highlights the role of regional stability in a world where threats cross borders as easily as trade and information. The human side of the story is equally compelling. For young Iraqi soldiers, this training is not just about learning to operate equipment. It is about becoming part of a new generation of professionals who can defend their country and earn the trust of their communities. For French instructors, it is a test of their ability to share knowledge effectively in a very different cultural and operational context. As the day winds down at Taji, the images linger. The flags of Iraq and France fluttering together, the steady voices of commanders setting the tone for months of hard work ahead, and the determined faces of soldiers who will carry these lessons into the field. The ceremony's conclusion is understated but significant. The Allied flags are lowered side by side. The vehicles and troops withdraw from the parade ground and return to their training routines. The partnership continues quietly, away from the cameras, in the daily grind of drills, planning sessions, and field exercises. In the months to come, the success of this phase will be measured not by headlines, but by the readiness of Iraqi units to respond to new challenges. For both nations, the hope is that a stronger, better trained Iraqi army will contribute not just to national defense, but to regional stability. As the lights fade on the Taji base and another day of joint training draws to a close, one truth stands out. Cooperation between Iraq and France has moved beyond diplomatic gestures to practical, sustained collaboration. It is a partnership rooted in shared interests and tested in the realities of military preparation. For Iraq, the journey toward a more professional and resilient army continues. For France, the commitment to supporting that journey reflects a broader strategy of engagement in the region. And for both, the partnership forged on the dusty training fields north of Baghdad offers a model of how international cooperation can shape a safer future.
Moi, je suis en charge de l'entraînement pour l'armée de terre française et on est très honoré de vous apporter ce qu'on peut.
Avec les forces françaises durant 4 mois n'est qu'un investissement d'un يظهر بناء المعسكر الفرنسي في التاجي قوة علاقة
Par le premier consul Napoléon Bonaparte. Elle honore celles et ceux.
Under the pale morning sun north of Baghdad, the training grounds of the Taji military base awaken to the sound of marching boots and the low rumble of armoured vehicles. Cameras pan across lines of Iraqi and French officers standing shoulder to shoulder, a quiet but powerful reminder that two nations, once separated by distance and conflict, are now partners in shaping a stronger, more capable Iraqi army. The opening ceremony is both solemn and hopeful. The Iraqi Army Chief of Staff, General Abdul Amir Rashid Yarala, stands flanked by senior French commanders. Behind them, ranks of soldiers form neat lines. In front of them, a row of vehicles painted in desert camouflage gleams under the soft light. This is not merely a photo opportunity and is the launch of a new phase of military cooperation, one that builds on years of joint efforts between Baghdad and Paris. As the camera sweeps across the field, Iraqi armoured vehicles move slowly into position. Their presence signals that the training will not be confined to classrooms or parade grounds. It is about live drills, movement and discipline on the battlefield. Close by, the elite fighters of the Iraqi 9th Commando Brigade stand alert. They have gathered here to learn, to sharpen their skills under a programme led by France's task force Lamassu. Their posture is steady, their expressions focused. Men who have seen conflict before and understand that training is the first step towards security. There is a moment that captures the essence of this partnership. Iraqi soldiers march forward holding the national flags of Iraq and France side by side. The gesture is simple, but it tells the larger story of two militaries working in unison. A close look at the soldiers' uniforms shows an even subtler symbol, patches where the two flags sit stitched together. These are small signs that point to a deeper collaboration in the fight against instability. The event is attended by notable leaders. French Admiral H. Lane stands beside Christophe Hintzy, the commander of NATO Mission Iraq. Nearby is General de Wollert, the French commander responsible for the training mission at Taji. On this day, the French Medal of Honor is formally presented to Major General Qasim Mohammed Saleh, the commander of Iraq's ground forces, recognizing his contribution to strengthening cooperation between the two armies. The moment draws respectful applause, a symbolic seal on years of partnership. As the formalities conclude, the voices of the key figures define the significance of the day. Major General Qasim Mohammed Saleh explains, the training of Iraqi forces by French army training cadres is not new. It has been going on for years, as French army teams trained desert units at Ain al-Assad base for all regiments. The training has now moved to Taji camp, where commando regiments are trained sequentially on weapons, mobilization, and shooting. There is coordination and cooperation between the Iraqi and French armies in various aspects, whether training, equipment, or all other fields. His words offer both history and context. The program is not a new experiment, but a continuation, a renewed investment in preparing Iraq's security forces for the challenges that lie ahead. General D. Valayat, who oversees the French contingent, adds a sense of mission and continuity. This is the second stage of a mission that has already lasted 2 years in another part of Iraq. And here we are setting off again for several months, several years to train as many battalions as the Iraqi army asks us to.
Sous-groupement tactique interarmes, la masse suisse rassemblée.
كده والله والله اصح
قبل ما في شيء. الو الو
انا كآمر فوج كأنما كل شيء لا اعرف واريد اتعلم.
Moi, je suis en charge de l'entraînement pour l'armée de terre française et on est très honoré de vous apporter ce qu'on peut.
صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Avec les forces françaises durant 4 mois n'est qu'un investissement d'un
رجالا أوفياء لوطنكم وقيادتكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
يظهر بناء المعسكر الفرنسي في التاجي قوة علاقة
par le premier consul Napoléon Bonaparte. Elle honore celles et ceux
ومن خلال هذا التكريم تعرف فرنسا لكم
تدريب من قبل كوادر التدريب الجيش الفرنسي مع القوات العراقية ليس وليد اليوم، بل هو سبق ذلك لسنوات، حيث قامت فرق من الجيش الفرنسي بتدريب وحدات الصحراوية في قاعدة عين الأسد لكافة الأفواج، وانتقل التدريب الآن إلى معسكر التاجي حيث يتم تدريب أفواج المغاوير بالتتابع على عمليات تدريبات الأسلحة والتدريبات التعبوية والرمي. هناك تعاون تنسيق ما بين الجيش العراقي والجيش الفرنسي بمختلف الآفاق، سواء التدريب سواء التجهيز وفي كل المجالات الأخرى.
D'abord, c'est la deuxième étape d'une mission qui a duré déjà 2 ans dans un autre endroit d'Irak. Et ici, on est reparti pour plusieurs mois, plusieurs années pour former autant de bataillons que les armées irakiennes nous demanderont de le faire.
Aujourd'hui, cette cérémonie marque la deuxième étape de notre relations bilatérales avec les armées irakiennes dans le domaine de la formation de bataillons terrestres. Comme vous le savez, il y a 2 ans, la France a formé 5 bataillons d'infanterie au profit de l'armée de terre irakienne.